Hi, hello, and welcome to the Galactic Council for most of March, the last week of February included. My name is Serene Priestess Gorgeous. I'll be your oracle today. This is brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. Some of the energy is already out. So what we're gonna do is deliberate over the solar ingress. The sun is moving into Pisces. And if you are a Scorpio rising, that means your fifth house. The sun is going to be your fifth house. So there's going to be growth, illumination, expansion, vitality, reinvigoration, or at least some type of power or desire to exert command, control, demand, even just illuminate, enlighten in terms of a gift and insight. It's going to be moving through your fifth house. So this is where you do express the self. Typically, it's generative energy. It's the love you give to yourself and others. It's also where you're going to play. So you may have something youthful or hopeful there. So if you have planets in Pisces, this is even more so. Okay, Scorpio. So I did get the feeling like you had been under some kind of pressure. There was this impetus. Some of the energies were already out, as I told you in the beginning. There was this impetus to grow past something, move on from something, get beyond something. Yeah, strength, courage, and wisdom with the strength card here in the conscious self. There was this need to grow through, get out of, even move on from something, get to higher ground. There was awareness of a lot of dark things, hidden things, or it could have been some breaking, dispersion under some type of harsh expression and movement forward. Basically, it was going to be a rough period of some kind. You're finally able to express something, to have dominion over something, even I'm sensing. This is Scorpio rising. So whatever it is, the idea can take hold, can take foot. There's clarity now, the ability to express unlike before. And what this overcoming is what seeds being fertile. The seeds that were planted were always destined to grow, but for some reason they were blocked. It could have been that we were under black magic. It can't. It's already been confirmed a bunch of times. I'm trying not to say those in these general readings, the things outside of Oracle Council. I don't want to talk about sorcery, things of that nature in the Galactic Council, but I was sensing it. So from the perspective of the Galactic Council, especially when the sun goes into a person's 5th house, 8th house, 12th house. Oftentimes those things, even 7th house, oftentimes those things get illuminated and worked out. This is pre-knowing that there's an enemy or even an open enemy. So there's an innocence of purity in the 5th house so whatever protection does come through, it's going to be very difficult on the other party, the perpetrator of any type of karmic, because it's almost like you're messing with a chosen child, you're messing with an innocent child. You don't know about that enemy in the 5th house. So unless that person's made of toxicity, unless you, Scorpio rising, are made out of toxicity, right now, this is the time where your grace, your savior comes. Things that have been elusive, things that have been out of your control, things that you haven't been able to get order over that chaos that's coming through. Yeah, wherever you've been stuck, just having to deal with everything, the good and the bad and the ugly that comes up. You finally have the sight. You've been doing research for a long time, and you've been doing very well to reign over, mastermind all of this growth, expansion, vitality, renewal within inside you, because it's very under the surface. It's very subtle. You're only able to determine and discover after the fact. It was some type of secret, Scorpio, when it was about you, your worth, your value, your power, your rulership, really your subconscious. I was going to say subconscious mind, but your subconscious itself has a power. And you had to detach from the competition, the stage, how you show up and participate and be present with others. It could be a little bit prickly, either you or them, on different levels, on different perspectives, of course. But now you know how to get out there and manifest, or your ideas are finally being well received. Something from the depths of your subconscious is coming forward and allows you to successfully manifest. And I think what you're manifesting is a way to speak. And it's going to come suddenly. So there's going to be a blinding flash of the obvious that comes in the next few days after watching this video. It's almost as if you're going to sustain some kind of blow, or when a judgment comes forward, you're going to be able to, I don't want to say stand your ground, but there is a small minor aspect of that. It literally sustained this blow. You're going to be able to create something out of whatever is coming. And you do have to be concise about how you're making these decisions. You need to see things from an aerial view, not be in it, but of it. You shouldn't be affected by anything that's going on. You might experience a lot, but don't be affected by anything. You'll need to be that way. Yeah, have a desire to grow, but be playful, not forceful. And if somebody doesn't see what you see, laugh. That just means they're more basic than you are. They're basic and you're not. So we have a completion here. We're waiting for the death card. What's completed is we go on this journey on how to manifest based off our boundaries specifically. And we have boundaries so that we can remain willing and open enough to go and explore. There's certain types of wounds, if we sustain with at certain times, it's gonna we're going to need time to rest and recover. And right now, we want to explore. We don't want to be, we're a little bit impulsive and patient in terms of what we're able to go out. We've been holding our position for too long. It's all done. Whatever we needed to do when we were being private, secret, and or discreet, we don't need to do that now. It's no longer the season. So there's some kind of aspect of standing in power, but this is universal power. So this is an unstoppable, you Scorpio, this is an unstoppable position for you. Because now that you know the boundaries, basically now you know the rules, not just the rules for you and yourself, but rules for other people, how they show up, how they participate, you know, how they contribute, XYZ, LMP, ABC, TEV, EFG, it's all clear, it's all spelled out right there in black and white. And it's not truly, genuinely, sincerely in reality, but it is in your heart, it is in your mind, it is in your psyche, it is in your willpower. You know exactly how you're going to approach things. And if somebody doesn't approach things, you're not going to spend the time working on them or with them. You're going to throw out some standards, some boundaries, a qualifying statement or two, ask a qualifying, clarifying question or two, and then you're going to move on. The choices are going to be made nearly for themselves. You'll just be facilitating the process. And if you need to take a decision every now and again, the consequences will be beneficial even if the action or the experience is harsh. So this strength, backbone is now what brings this karmic justice, what brings the alignment, what takes away all of the harsh karma you've been under or difficult aspect of the cycle that there might have been around. Okay, so there's more. You're either moving from being alone or being from alone to, does it make sense? So if you've been solitary, you're now not going to be. And if you have not been solitary, you are now going to be. Now, if you do go solitary, it would be to study something, but it's more of a applying it. It's a high grade of study. You're not learning the information, the knowledge, you're applying it. For instance, you did a little bit of coursework, now you got to go take an internship or a practicum. Does that make sense? So it might even be some kind of self-initiation or a physical ceremony and ritual. It's different strokes for different folks. It's a rite, it's a ritual. Now this could be self-ritual, this could be, okay, so Scorpio rising. There's a lot I'm getting. Basically, you're going to want to learn how investment of time, energy, attention yields things. You're doing an anti-obsession work. Excuse me, Mona. I'm just so cold. I'm going to put this blazer on. I'm freezing. That's better. Okay, so the journey was to break out, break free, and you would have been a little bit obsessive on applying labels to people like you did this or you're this kind of person. No, it's more about my need got met, my need didn't get met. We made this agreement, it was honored, it wasn't honored. Okay, that felt fair, that didn't feel fair. The rest is not for you. because you're really going to want to break out of hell. Your soul is really clean, really pure. And there's a lot of people out there that want to get you out of that elevated place, get you out of that calm, peaceful, tranquil place. They want to get you into conflict, bring chaos, conflict, confusion, so that you get sidetracked, distracted from your path, distracted from your calling, distracted from your destiny. And see, no. That's a no on that. And that's that, the fuck on that. I'm just gonna say it like that, excuse me. Whoever these haters, these toxic people are, this could be a little bit of you as well. But for you, it's obsession. Also, because there's a lot of needing to discover, needing to spy, sneak, or obsession on what had happened too. So I'm getting a little bit of rumination. But with other people, it's a lot more toxic. Haterade. Here's the death card, we're done. Yeah, so definitely you had to defend against something, cut something out, push something back. It's called holding the line. There was something trying to get through the perimeter that was not allowed. Okay, so in our own consciousness here, wow, we have beast energy here. Like we just keep barreling through obstacles, not even noticing that we're in obstacles. So this is good. What then this obsession would be that you're wanting more. Because sometimes obsession really just means the person is looking around, exploring things because there's nothing better going on in their lives. I'm not saying get a life or anything like that, but it's easy to get bored or distracted. Does that make sense? Because it wasn't like anything was difficult. It was difficult in terms of harsh, but not difficult in terms of complicated or simple and easy are two different things. So everything was simple, just wasn't easy. There was elbow grease needed to put into experiences. And there was a lot of exploration that needed to happen because the boundaries weren't clear, the rules weren't clear, the needs weren't clear. And there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, especially approach things. There can be no movement without a certain type of feeling, a certain type of, I'm hearing the word certain type of feeling, I'm not seeing it though. So this was a victory though, because you went step by step by step by step, leaving no rock unturned. And that's not always the best approach, but it works really well for you, Scorpio. Because you're sitting in your power at peace. And it gave you dominion, especially dominion over the self, which was the greatest power play of all, to gain access to your own self and to keep and hold access to your own self. Whatever BS was out there, whatever oppression, whatever depression, whatever curse, whatever energy was stuck it all broke. It's all disintegrating. It's over. So the collective, what you might be noticing in the collective for you, Scorpio rising, is that new wisdom is available to everybody. According to people's individual self-knowledge, they have new access. They've gone through new spiritual initiation. So everybody's stepping into their rank on a sacred level, on a spiritual level. And it's creating power struggles and power tricks, and people are being conned out of their ascension, their upgrade, their leveling up. There's judgments because certain people are trying to bring other people down, or things are unraveling as well. So, and it's what people think. People's thoughts, people's communication breakdowns, even harsh communication, but it's really more cons, tricks, gyps, they're all unraveling. Something that would have worked or fooled you 2 weeks ago, you can see it coming 1,000 miles a minute now, and it's only been a short amount of time, at least relatively. And the whole cycle of God's plan is becoming clear, but you have to go to God. You have to go to God. You need to understand, have a relationship with a higher power or spiritual nature, because we're all being guided somewhere, and it's either to the light or the dark, and it's really up to what you and what you follow. It's really up to you what you follow. Do you follow the devil? Because if not, that would mean cleansing and detoxing. And, are you breaking free into soul's knowledge? Are you unencumbered? Do you escape or take refuge in the self? Because there needs to be a galactic alignment here, starting with us and ourselves, us and our energy, us and our psyche, us and our perspective. That's the secret. It's been revealed. Triumph over the devil means freedom to follow your soul's calling, Scorpio. And since we were bonded and attached to people, places, and things, and definitely ideas, it took some time to figure that out. But we've had a series of making right choices, and now we're ready to express some things. And we don't need to do it bitingly. Some of us are feeling overlooked or played or seduced into something. Scorpio rising, North Node. Some of us are feeling gimmicked, glamored, fooled, tricked, seduced. And then we would have been left somewhere. Some kind of another thing about it is that there's been a constant effort to trick us. And finally, and we weren't really tricked, we didn't fall for everything, but what did happen when we became so nervous, so focused on discerning people's intention, maybe, that we lost track of our own voice. So we were able to clearly see other people's, but not our own. Our own got a little obscured by our own consciousness, by our own sight. So now we need to have a willingness to really trust our gut, trust our intuition, And there's a difference between gut instinct and suspicion. If anything I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and check the resources in the show notes or go to vertexofabundance.org. Until we meet again, until we read again, Namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. Again, this was the Galactic Council for March, brought to you, or excuse me, for February, brought to you by Vertex of Abundance, Galactic Temple of Ascension. Bye-bye.